So, you guys, we are busting some rent misconceptions in Dubai. So, a common misconception in Dubai is that rents for residential units only increase once every 2 years, which is bi-yearly. However, rent laws in Dubai allow landlords to increase rent annually with certain conditions, so the misconception is not true. And the confusion came from the fact that back in 2007, there was an absolute restriction on rental increases for the first 2 years of the tenancy. However, that was later amended in 2008 itself.
So stop living back in 2008. The Dubai Land Department has established a rental index, as you guys know, that guides rental prices in Dubai, keeps it regulated, and it keeps it there for the tenants, which is amazing. This index takes into account various factors such as location, type of property, and market demand to determine the average rental rate for different types of properties. Now, the RERA index can help landlords and tenants determine if a rental increase is in line with market rates and whether or not it is reasonable.
So it is important to know that any rent increase must be in line with market rates and cannot be arbitrary. And landlords must also provide a written notice to tenants before increasing the rent. The notice must be given at least 90 days before the increase date, and giving the tenants enough time to prepare for the change. So in a nutshell, landlords in Dubai can increase rent yearly, but with certain restrictions.
And that is the key point. They can only increase it based on RERA calculations. So there's a certain percentage that they can rise each year. Be aware of that. And also the 90 days thing is law. So if your if your landlord does not get in touch with you within 90 days before your move out date, they don't have the right to get rid of you.
Exactly.
And however, there's different rules. So for example, if they are planning to sell it, or if a family member has moved in and they can prove that, there are some exceptions there. However, that 90 days thing is key, and I see so many conversations on Facebook groups. Can my landlord do this? They're planning to raise it this much. The rental market has gone crazy. My rent was low. My landlord wants to up it. They actually can't. And the real estate laws have changed a lot in the last 10, 15 years, and they're all pro-tenant. So please be aware of the laws as a tenant, because the rights are in your favor.
So true. Like you said, like 90 days is a given. It's standard. Like we've had examples like in the office itself. For example, Shahir, when we were speaking to the Dubai Land Department expert, Shahir was telling him that he was like basically evicted like 2 weeks with a 2-week notice, and that to a verbal 2-week notice, nothing written, no emails, no official eviction notice. And Shahir just took it, and like, you know, in 2 weeks he was out of there. But that's not how it works. You have the rights for a 90-day official notice via email or like some government, through some government entity. But I mean, verbal and WhatsApp is just not the way to go.
That's right. Shahir messaged me saying he'd moved, and he gave me that reasoning, and I was like,
no.
Here.
Yeah.
Know your rights.
Yeah.
We are better than this. And it is important to remember that any rent increase must be reasonable, as we said, in line with market rates. So know your rights. Simran and Shahir did an amazing interview with a representative for Dubai Land Department. And if you have more questions on that, do get in touch with us, because they are more than willing to help us out with some